and this is the right one in. This is what, you know what, they're all right. You just find what works for you, right? So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to share with you what works for me. And what I believe can work for anyone. But again, you want to pick the thing that's going to work for you. This is about resilience. One of my favorite words. Start with some definitions. And I'm asking you, interactive, right? There's not a whole lot of interactive, but I am asking you to get involved and maybe move a little bit today. Resilience. Somebody take a stab at how they would define that word. Anybody? Elastic. I heard something else. Ability to bounce back. You took my title, bro. Overcoming adversity. Anything?
Pliable.
Pliable. Perseverance. That's another good word. I like that word. That's a sexy word. I got a sexy word. I'm going to tell you that. Any others? Tenacity. Okay, how about this word? Leadership. Anybody want to take a stab at defining that? Service. Ooh, I like that a lot. You must have seen my slides. Integrity. Ooh, she might get some stars on the star chart. Anybody else? Leadership. Educate. What else? Lead by example. They're all right. They're all correct. Well, let's see what Dr. Google and Webster say about these words. So resilience is the capacity to recover quickly from difficulties. Here's the word I like. Toughness. Yeah, it's just got that feel to it, right? Tough. The only word that's sexier, I think, is grit. Just the way you say it and the way it's spelled, right? You got grit. The toughness, grit. And Dr. Webster and Dr. Google say leadership is the ability of an individual or a group to influence and guide. Influence and guide members of an organization, a team, a group, a society. That's what they say. Well, let me give you another spin on it. I agree with all that, of course. So much smarter than I am. When I think of leadership, I love a quote that I heard for the first time from a good friend of mine. He's really a legendary guy in our industry, primarily in Canada. He's a performance coach, an educator. He's always a keynote or some kind of speaker at Ideal World. That's Peter Twist. Peter says, God, I love this. I'll tell you how many times I've used it. Peter says, leader of one, leader of many. If you can't lead one, you can't lead any. So I believe leadership starts with self-discipline, self-awareness, self-worth, self-education. It's about you first. Because if you can't be resilient, and you can't be a servant, and you can't take care of yourself and have the discipline to do what needs to be done, how can you teach others to do it? How can you expect others to do it? We have to lead by example. Somebody said that. If I'm freaking out and I'm dealing with a stressful situation in a way that just gets people riled up, is that a good example? How much faith does my team in me? How much confidence do they have that I'm going to make the right decision? And they're going to model that behavior. They're going to do the same thing when they go and get stuff. They're going to panic. I need to be able to lead by example, and that means myself. What about if I want to work my way up in a leadership position? And my supervisors, or the folks that are responsible for my leadership, see how I react to a situation. Are they going, oh yeah, we got to move that guy up the chain, he can do great. We got to move this lady up the chain, she can do great. She handles stress really well. Starts with you. I'm going to go over some strategies here that I think can be helpful. They certainly help mold the person that I am, and I've seen it happen with many others. But before I do that, I want to tell you just a little about me. If you've ever seen me present or teach a workshop or whatever, I really don't talk, I talk very little, almost nothing about anything in my past, credentials, jobs, experience. Because the only thing that really has any value when somebody's up here on the stage or in front of a class is what you're able to retain and take out those doors in an hour and utilize. That has value. My resume, my bio, how awesome I think I am, how many pats I give myself on the back has zero value. However, for the context of what we're going to be talking about today, I think it's important that I kind of set the stage for where I've been. So it all kind of makes sense. So I kind of broke it up into two chapters of my life. I'm on chapter 2 right now. Hoping there isn't a chapter 3, but we'll see. God's plan, not mine. I'm a retired captain from law enforcement. I worked for the state of California for 22 years. What I focused on was law enforcement training. I was responsible for statewide training. I ran a police academy, I taught at a police academy, and I had some side hustles teaching at other police and fire academies, including teaching physical fitness, which is what kind of got me interested in this in chapter 1. And I bought a couple of franchises. Back then, what was trending? Curves for women. Remember that one? Yeah, what I didn't know is I bought it when they were peaking and had them for 8 years and they did this. But I learned a lot. The most important lesson being, no matter how funny you think you are, the ladies will not let you train in their curve show. I got voted off the island every single time I went in there. I tried everything. It did not work. Chapter 2, I became a personal trainer. I started all over again. Literally. 5 a.m., folding towels, wiping down machines, shaking hands, kissing babies, building a book of clients. I was fortunate enough to go from there and become a fitness director at a couple of big multi-use health clubs. The second one was right here in Atlanta, actually, in Town Athletic Club, Windy Hill. And then I got into more coaching, triathlon coaching, presenting when I got into the education world. I presented in 11 countries outside the U.S. and got into education. That's how I got to know all of you. Originally through PTA Global. So I met many of you. That's how Israel and I got connected years ago. And I'm the chairman for the Rex Roundtable Personal Training Group, which Israel's a part of. Where's Jerry? Raise your hand, my man. Jerry, you better be in here. Somebody tell him that he missed out, and I mean calling him out. But Jerry's in there as well. So that's who I am. Here's the 4 things I'm going to talk about. Leveraging a breakthrough. I'll tell you what that is. Challenge yourself mentally and physically. This is the one I'm going to spend the most time on because it's the one I'm most passionate about. Second would be being of service. Somebody said that. And then how we deal with stress. I like acute stressful situations. And that would be to assess, respond, and react. Are we ready to jump in? I don't want to put y'all to sleep. We have to stand up, do some jumping jacks, anything like that? Are we good? Good. We good? Burpees! Who likes doing burpees? Raise your hand. Yeah, exactly. How many of you have your clients do burpees? Yeah, there's always 4 hands that go up. Isn't that not right? Tony Robbins. Raise your hand if you're a fan. There you go. Popular guy, great speaker. Personally, I don't follow him. I tend to follow a lot of folks. I'm more of a reader. But arguably, probably the best known self-development, leadership type person out there in the industry. He does this thing, and I just learned about it about a month ago, because he did it, and my chairman of my Rex Roundtable did it, and it was talking about your breakthrough, sharing your breakthrough, and getting something out of it, not just being some terrible thing or good thing that happened in the past, but leveraging and doing something with it. But what it is basically you ask yourself, what was the situation you struggled with for a long time and finally broke through? What was the moment that changed it all? What made it a must? I have to make this change. Or fill in the blanks. And what triggered it? What made it, okay, today it's going to happen. Right now it's going to happen. And what made it last? It needs to be a long-lasting change. Now all of those 5 points come right out of Tony Robbins. I added the last one. Why it's in a different color? How do you leverage it? How do you utilize it? Because a lot of us look at things that happened to us in the past that were literally pivotal events. And you hear folks say, oh, that's the past, don't think about it, we focus on the future. I say to you, yeah, sometimes that's appropriate, but sometimes you can take that and use it as energy, as ammunition, as inspiration to push because of where you were. And that's what I'll talk about a little bit too. So I'm going to share with you my breakthrough. This is normally done in a very trusting environment. People that you know, people that you trust. But I'm proud to have been through what I've been through and being able to share it with others and hope that it can inspire others to be proud of where they've been. So I'm getting a little emotional here. Holy cow, Izzy, what's going on? Anyway, it's approximately July 23rd, 24th, 2009. I reached a rock bottom in my drink. I was an alcoholic. As a periodic, also known as a high-functioning alcoholic. Very few people knew I drank. Hit it really well. Once a month, maybe twice a month. Binge, hard, hide it, lie about it. I could outdrink anybody unless they were an alcoholic. And then, you know, we were just saying belt and jiu-jitsu. But I could put it away. So I checked myself in. My wife drove me. It was a 30-day program. I said, I need help. I need help. I can't do this. I can't do this. And it was about day 2 or 3, when you're in a program like that, they give everybody assignments, voluntary, so that you feel like you're doing something. I went from the 13th floor of the state building with a massive office and a beautiful desk to being locked up with no cell phone, no caffeine, no tobacco, and chewed back then. I couldn't have anything, and I was the paper boy. I delivered the newspaper each morning to all the different buildings. And I was an early bird, so I volunteered for that. About the 3rd day, so it was somewhere in there, I started really learning about the steps, you know, the 12 steps of AA and so forth. Admitted that I was powerless and that, you know, there was nothing I could do about it, I had a problem. And as I was walking toward a building with a handful of newspapers, I literally dropped to my knees, looked up at the stars, and I submitted. I submitted to my higher power. In my case, I choose to call him God, Jesus Christ. But I submitted. I broke down, bawling. I was laying on the ground, shaking. It was weird. Some people call it a spiritual awakening. Whatever. For me, it was giving up, giving in, and saying, I will no longer try to control the outcome of anything. I'm done. I gave it to him. I said, I am no longer in control. I'm going to listen. I'm going to ask for help. I'm going to be a different person. And I dedicated my life to helping others in their health and wellness and in their disease. That was a pivotal moment for me. Everything has been chaptered through since that day. So, again, in the company of people you trust, you go through a story like that. Information. What I do hope is that it inspires someone at some point. You never know where you are. I won't ask anybody here to share their breakthrough, but what I would ask, if you think back, and sometimes if you're young, you haven't had one of these yet. Just stand by me. Just hold on. Trust me, it's coming. Trust me, it's coming. that if you can think back to all those things I mentioned, back button is here, something you struggled with, something you had to break through, something that made it a must, something that triggered it. In my case, I got up in the morning to do my favorite training of the year, which is an entire police academy use of force scenarios for testing. I'm wearing a red man suit, I get to fight with people, I have a truck full of gear. I mean, it's the most fun day of the year. And I couldn't do it. I couldn't even get out of bed. That was my trigger. If you've ever been in a situation, again, I'm not talking about addiction, I'm talking about anything in life. If you've ever been in a situation that you would consider a breakthrough, stand up. Stand up.
Type shit.
And if you haven't, that's great. If you're younger, or it doesn't matter what age you are, hold on and prepare yourselves. All right? Go ahead and have a seat and thank you for doing that for me. So that was mine. And that was my dedication. This is it. This is what I'm going to do from now on. But I needed to find a new way to challenge myself. I was a self-proclaimed high-speed, low-drag ninja warrior. Be polite, be professional, be prepared to kill everybody in the room. Head on straight. Always ready to engage. God only knows what that did to my blood pressure. I checked it, it was really high. I needed a new challenge. We all need a challenge. Great book if you're a reader. Matt Fitzgerald, How Bad Do You Want It? This is Psychology of Mind Over Muscle. Bunch of case studies, professional athletes, Olympians, and just, people like ourselves, and how you're able to do so much more if you can harness the mind to be able to push beyond what your body is telling you you can do. And there's a quote in there that I love, and that is, there's no experience quite like that of driving yourself to the point of wanting to give up. I'm done. You don't give up. Finish. I needed that, and I think we all need that. We all need to be challenged in that way. Anybody want to share the toughest thing they ever did where they wanted to give up, but for some dang reason you didn't? Anyone? Could be the bar exam, could be an academy, could be boot camp, nursing school. Bless your heart, my daughter's a nurse.
When I was in the Army, I went on a 40-kilometer ruck march, annual event. When I was very young, we won. Definitely the hardest thing I'd done to that point.
40-kilometer march. And I assume you're in like uncomfortable boots with a bunch of stuff on your back. Yep, full pack. Yeah, you're not in like Nike Airs. Good evening. Nike Airs and running shorts. Anybody else? Toughest thing you wanted to quit, but you didn't. You dug deep. 26.2. What is that? Marathon. At what point? What mile? 18 to 20 is that sweet spot, right? The wall. The legs get stiff, they don't want to move. Sometimes you literally run out of glycogen, you have no fuel. That's what they call it that, you just want to crash. Anybody else?
Writing my master's thesis.
Your master's thesis, you wanted to quit, but you didn't.
It's 1 hour before the 6-year mark.
Y'all can hear that? You turned it in 1 hour before the 6 years you had to turn it?
And otherwise I had to take more courses. I lived 5 hours away from college I went to. I got there 1 hour before the started.
Hey, why you today what you can put out till tomorrow, right? Come on. You got the job done. No regrets. As my friend Israel said when he coached a peer of his years ago, they can never take that away from you. You can never take that degree, am I right? I love how you said that. So I had to find a challenge. I had to find something new. Something that I would. So this is 2009. Same year that everything kind of changed. Chapter 2. That was at the end of chapter 1. My little boy was almost 50 pounds overweight. Had high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diverticulosis, GERD, esophageal stricture, arthritis, chronic pain in my shoulders and back, ulcers. I think we had freaking hemorrhoids. I mean, it's like the cherry on top, right? On the bottom. It was horrible. And I'm supposed to be a ninja warrior. I need a new challenge. That's not a little guy hunter. So I said, what can I do to get outside of my comfort zone? Try something new that's really going to challenge me. I hate running. I hate swimming. I was a specialty scuba diver and like rescue diver and all this stuff. But that's scuba. That's very different from this stuff. Right? You got fins. You just use your legs. I hated swimming. I hated running. I didn't even know the bike. Every year I had to test and do a 5-mile run, a bunch of swimming tests, and I would get ill, literally ill, or like throwing up sick, thinking about having to do that swim test the next day. How I survived, I don't know. But I was like, I was, picking up the water at the end. Somehow I did. I hated it. So what did I choose? Freaking triathlon. So that was my first try, 2 years later. I wanted something that I wanted to quit but didn't, and I wanted to work so hard that I dropped. That didn't do it. It was fun, but that didn't do it. So 3 years later, I signed up to be a half Ironman. That was fun, but I never wanted to quit. I never dropped. Like, I gotta go longer. I gotta do something harder. So 4 years later, in 2013, I did my first Ironman. See how little guy's getting bigger. Starting to get taller. Ironman, anybody done one of those? Usually there's a few. So it's a 2.4 mile swim, 112 miles on a bike, and a marathon at the end. You run 26.2 miles. Now, I was sore for days, no doubt, but I never wanted to quit. And I never got totally exhausted. Now you can argue, well, you didn't push hard enough. That's probably true. But I just wasn't sacked. I started telling my friends about it, and there's longer, right? So 5 years later, I did a double Ironman. So it's twice the distance. There he is. He's getting a little bit taller. I was looking at these slides last time, and I can't believe how big a smile I always have at the end of these, because that is not what I look like. That last mile. At all. It's the mind over muscle piece, right? That's why you can all sprint to the finish line when you can barely walk before you get there, am I right? You ran to the finish line, didn't you? It's right here, folks. It's all right here. That's the point I'm making. It's all right here. But I never wanted to quit, and I never dropped. So I did a triple Ironman the next year. So you can see the triples on the right. 7.2 miles swim, 336 miles on the bike, and 78 miles running. Now this one, I did want to quit. It was awesome. So middle of the night, this is a 3-day event. I hadn't slept. It's the second morning, nonstop. I'm hallucinating, which is awesome. People were talking invisible people. And you start hallucinating from the sleep deprivation and the lack of calories. You just get jacked, right? So we move around. So it's like LSD for free, right? The ground's moving. The branches on the sides of the road were reaching out to grab me. And my feet were blistered really bad. I'd never experienced that before. So in my mind, my fibula and tibia was where my feet ended. There was nothing below that. There was no ankle. There was no foot. And I was stuffing along my stumps that were bleeding. So So I'm shuffling on stumps that are bleeding. The ground is trying to grab me. Trees are coming out. The best thing that can happen is for the sun to start to rise. That's when you start getting your wits about you. Sun starts to rise. My son pedals up on his bicycle. How you doing, Dad? That's what good, son. You all right? I think I'm going to have to call the post. And he goes, Mom's going to be pissed. So he pedaled back over to the place where all the crews are. She was my crew. She's my crew chief and my crew. She finally got to lay down and take a nap. She stays up more than I do on these races. She was finally asleep and he wakes her up. Ben wants to quit. Ben wants to quit. So I came in and hell hath no fury, let me tell you. She lit me up one side, down the other. Long story, but she got in my head, started telling me stories that weren't true. And she said, I'm going to give you 20 minutes. I'm going to take off your shoes, swap your socks, I'm going to give you some food, I'm going to give you 20 minutes to sleep, and go out there and finish this race. Boom! Mission accomplished. I wanted to quit, but I didn't. I didn't pass out, man. Just let it go. So, yeah. The next year, in preparation for another race that I'm going to talk about, I did a double Ironman on the hardest course in North America because of the climbing. I had done singles on it, and they were hard. And I said, I will never, only like seriously mentally messed up people do doubles. They don't go longer than that on this course. Of course I signed up. Did the race, my feet were a mess, crashed on my bike. I never wanted to quit. But as soon as I crossed the finish line, they had a chair there. I sat down in the chair and I went unconscious. Like how? Fell over. I thought I was dead, screaming, all that stuff happened. Then I woke up and I was like, yeah. Yeah, finally! But I never wanted to quit. So of course, I did a quintuple. That's 12 miles flown, 560 on the bike, 130 mile run. Took me 5.5 days. And I wanted to quit. The storm blew in. It was in New Orleans. Everything was freezing. Oh, not me. I'm solar powered. Any hunters in here? How big's a gun jacket? Yeah. Wet. 160 miles. It stopped raining. And then it started to freeze, so I'm walking in the building to get something to eat. And I see all the wetsuits laying there from after the swim, and they're frozen. There's ice on them. I'm like, what the hell am I doing? You know, I mean, really. I got nothing to prove. My wife still loves me. I still have a job. My kids still love me. This is bullshit, you know? It's freezing out here. And I'm duck gear, head to toe. I got those little things you shake and they get hot stuff in my back and my shoes that put blisters on the top of my feet. I don't do this anymore. Of course, the wise words of White Yoda. She says, Dan, how many things have you started and not finished? How many things have you quit? None. What do you do? It's harder. Don't go away in the pictures. Well, shit! All right. Off we go, out on the bike. 131 miles on the road, and we finished. But before I finished, I went in to take a 20-minute nap and I passed out cold. And she thought I was dead again. But this time when she tried to wake me up, she woke everybody else up. I was taking their 20-minute nap, so that didn't go over really well. But I passed out and I wanted to quit. Mission accomplished. Yeah! It's a long story. Making it about me. It's not about me. It's about, are you finding that thing that scares you, that challenges you? It might make you want to quit. Forget the passing out part. That's just for the really messed up people. But you really want to quit. You know, find that thing. Challenge yourself. Because anything is possible. After every single event, every single race, I tell my son this. Anything is possible if you set a goal with a date and make a plan. First, you gotta make a plan. Doesn't have to be exact, make the plan, follow the freaking plan. Follow it. Be willing to change it. It's like a GPS. Atlanta Airport. Here's where we're going. Punch it in, it gives you a plan. Halfway down, there's an accident. I gotta take some side roads. That happens. I get sick. I've got to travel. Whatever it may be. You have kids. It's family emergency. Change the plan, but don't throw away the plan. Just change it. Keep going. Press on. Most important, ask for help. We can't do anything alone. That's what got me sober. That's what helped me through the races. That's what's helped me through life. Ask for help. Humble yourself and realize you don't have control, y'all. No matter how much you think you do, you don't. So ask for help. Listen to them. When I start these races, they start with the same speech every time to my wife while I'm lucid, and I can still think straight. And that is, unless I have an injury that will affect me the rest of my life, do not let me quit. I don't care what's broken. I don't care what hurts. I don't care what's bleeding. Do not let me quit. And no matter how much I say I'm not hungry, force me to eat. And then I listen. I ask for the help. I need to listen to what they tell me. And most of all, don't ever, ever give up. Don't ever quit. Make sense? The more you challenge yourself and succeed, the more you realize how important those people are around you. Because you can't go at it alone. I don't care what the endeavor is, you're not going at it alone. So get yourself out of the equation. Oh, I did this, I did that. You couldn't have done it without some kind of help. Pick that challenge and ask yourself, who helped me accomplish it? There were other people involved. The more challenges you pick, the more challenges you overcome, the more you realize that. So we have breakthrough, challenge yourself. The third one is be of service. I know you all know this guy. And I'm going to play a video, and you've probably all seen it before.
The highest ranking organizations on the planet. The former Navy SEAL was asked, who makes it through bugs? Who makes it through the selection process to become a SEAL? He said, I can't tell you who gets through, who makes it, but I can tell you the kind of people who don't. He said the star college athletes that never have been really tested to the core of their being, none of them make it through. He said the premium leaders who like to delegate everything, none of them make it through. He said the big tough guys that come with huge muscles, covered in tattoos, who want to prove to everyone how tough they are, none of them make it through. He said some of the guys that make it through are skinny and scrawny. He said some of the guys who make it through, you will see them shivering out of fear. He said, but every single one of them who makes it through, when they're emotionally exhausted, when they're physically exhausted, some way, somehow, they're able to dig down deep inside themselves to find the energy to help the person next to them. Service. Service. Giving to another, having their back, is what makes the highest performing teams in the world. Not their strength and not their intelligence. It's their willingness to be there for each other.
There it is. Mic drop. The more you give, the more you get. Flat out. So what does that have to do with us? It's leadership. You've heard these words before. Traditional leaders, servant leaders. Traditional ones, it's about rank. That was chapter 1. I want to be an officer, then I want to be a lieutenant specialist, I want to be a lieutenant, I want to be a captain, I want 2 marks. You will call me sir. That was old, chapter 1. I tell you what to do, you do. It's pretty simple, really. There is a place for it. There is a place. There's a time and place in military or public safety where you just have to bark. In our world, that's not where it belongs. They use power and control to drive performance. It's about the output. And they're the ones, when you have a meeting, in person or virtual, nowadays, they do all the talking. Very little listening, very little questioning and asking. They're talking the whole time. Anybody ever experienced a leader like that? I'm not saying now, so nobody has to throw their boss under the bus, but ever? Wow, you're lucky. leaders, they see it as an opportunity to serve, an opportunity to help. They want to share the power, they want to share the engagement. They measure success through the growth of their team and the growth of themselves, and they listen. One of my favorite sayings I heard many years ago is, the role of leaders to create new leaders. That's really your job. It's like raising kids. My wife says you're basically working your way out of a job. You no longer have to take care of them. They're self-sufficient. The second part of that is my personal mission statement. If I email you from my personal email account, that's what you'll see at the bottom. To challenge myself and others physically and mentally with the goal of improving ourselves personally and professionally while developing the leaders. Do you have a mission? Do you have a charge that my role is to serve and to help others grow? If you don't, get one. Third point. Don't react, respond. You guys remember this guy? He's like a broken line.
One morning will weigh you down, or you can just not pick it up. It's a lot of it's in your mind. And one of the key phrases that I still use today is slow is smooth, smooth is fast. You try to rush anything, stuff's not going to go the way you do it. Slow down, take a breath, and the realization that stress is actually a choice that you make. You can be stressed out, or you can not be stressed out. It's important to try to divorce emotion from what you're doing. Your initial reaction is the wrong reaction. You need to separate it too, just by taking a second, letting it develop. I would tell guys, don't react, do respond. Take a breath, relax, and take a bath off. I mean, it's okay to be afraid, it's not okay to panic. There's a very, very fine line. Panic is contagious, and other people will panic if they see you panic. But as a leader, if you can remain calm, there are people who will remain calm as well. And a lot of that comes with experience. It's one thing to do it in training, it's another in combat. My first few actual combat deployments, what's it like if I get shot? Just a cautious awareness. Looking at my boss, I remember one mission in particular where he was in front of me, just as smooth as ever, as cool as ever, and just the realization that I want to be like that. And that's just what experience does to you. 95% of the stuff you worry about doesn't happen, so just let your training take over and just do it.
Anybody read that book? Great book. I just reread it last month. I saw it, I heard it on a podcast, I'm like, I gotta reread that book. Phenomenal book. Yeah, we closed it a lot. Maybe deal with part of Silking Steps.
Can you go back to that book?
What's that?
Can you go back to that book?
Well, I'll try. These guys embedded the video, so I might play the whole video, but it's called The Operator. The Operator. Yeah, Robert Neal. Great book. Great book. Let's try this again. So what does he say? And what do we say? You've heard this before. You can't choose the situation. These things just happen. But you can choose how you respond. Stress, tough situations. They can be acute. They can be more chronic. But they come. They come from the left. They come from the right. They come on Monday morning. What happened over the weekend? They come from your kids. You did what? They come from all over. So something that I learned years ago was to ask myself this question. Did anybody die, or will anybody die? Did it? Will they? Here it comes. The arrows are coming. Did anybody die, or will anybody die? If the answer is yes, then you assess quickly. You respond quickly. You control your emotion. You just heard it. And then you reassess. Could that ever happen in our life, in our industry? Oh yeah. I just was a recent one. People can have heart attacks. They can have different types of illness where they just go down, they can die. How many of you have had that happen in one of your facilities? Did it happen? See the hands going up? So yeah, it's like, oh, Dave's up here talking Navy SEAL stuff. No, people do and can die in our industry. So what are we taught? Survey the scene. Is it safe? Any noxious fumes? Any electricity? Any bad actors? Is it safe to approach the victim? Stay cool. What's next? Okay, you're gonna love this. We used to say, call 911 and come back. Why did we used to say that? No cell phones. They had to come back and say, yeah, I called them from the payphone. I told them. Otherwise, you would never see that person again. Now, call 911. Then what? ABCs, right? Air, breathing, circulation. I'm assessing. Ventilations, compressions. Then what do? Reassess. It happens. It can happen. We got to move fast. We got to stay cool. But 99.99999% of the time, nobody's getting that. Ask questions. Listen. Assess. Ask more questions. Listen again. Reassess. And respond with optimism. You heard O'Neill say it. If you're freaking out, everybody's freaking out. Crap happens. We get bad P&Ls, we get bought, we get sold, somebody gets fired. Whatever. Somebody's got to let go. You've got to share it with the team. No matter what, be optimistic. Because they're looking at you for guidance. They're looking at you to be the leader. They're looking at you for how to act. If you tell them the sky is falling, they are dodging the sky. If you stay optimistic, they'll stay optimistic. So we lead by responding, not reacting. Fourth point. Make sense? Hopefully it'll be that. And here's what I like. When he said it, more repetitions equal more adaptation. That's what we do in our field, right? Set principles, specific application, impose demands. All of these things I've been talking about, practice them. Practice them. The more you do, the more you adapt, the more it becomes just part of your nature. You can't just read about it. In the old training world, you train how you're going to fight, so that you fight like you train. Right, Greg? Where are you, Greg? We've got some long talks about this from the military. All my veterans, hands up. You know what I'm talking about? God bless you. But guess what? Life is combat, folks. Train like you're going to fight, so that when you fight, here's what I like to say. You serve, serve, serve. You get the reps in, responding, not reacting. These things happen. I'm tired. I'm jet lagged. I didn't sleep last night. My flight before the conference that I came here, I didn't sleep all night. I was up all night. It's just the way it goes. I had a 5 a.m. flight. Okay? You're overreacting. You're frustrated. You're stressed. Like, man, I didn't sleep last night. I watched. You know, didn't give me any sleep credits or anything. I'm talking about that. I'm like, I got no sleep. Well, guess what, old friend? You've been there before. Hell, Hoss, you want 5 days, 6 days, 12 hours sleep. You want 3 days, 20 minutes sleep. You've been there. Suck it up, Buttercup. It's not hard. You're not going to die. Get stressed out. I've been here before. I got lots of reps. Responding to a tough situation. I've been here before. I've been worse. Hello, friend. We've been here before. So repeatedly challenge yourself physically and mentally in a safe environment so that you can respond appropriately in an unsafe environment. Military folks, you know what I'm talking about. Former law enforcement, you know what I'm talking about. But that's life. Get the reps in, practice it, so that when it comes time to put it into play, you're ready. Making sense? Get the reps in, put yourself in those tough spots, people. Before I wrap up, are there any questions? Anything? I see a hand. I couldn't hear what was it?
It's not a question. Oh. It's not a question. I just want to salute you for your transparency and being so inspirational up there.
Thank you. One of the benefits of shooting guns and driving cars with the windows down and welding is you quit being able to hear things. Thank you for the microphone. Any other questions? Yes, ma'am. As soon as I have the money sitting in the bank, I told you I've got the check out the one gym in town? You want to buy a gym? All right, friend. The only gym in the county. Just saying. Thank you. Anyway, that was good. She put me on the spot. What did I do? I responded. I didn't react. Any others? How did I do on time? You started a little late. Ooh, I think I'll get right. Dang, that's always a blessing, right? Is he? No questions? All right, you know when you can find me. Be around here and there. I don't party at night, so if you have questions, find me before the sun goes down. I'm the opposite of a vampire. I just have solar power. So let's wrap it up. Resilience and leadership. Use your breakthrough. If you haven't had one, challenge yourself. Push yourself. Go back to that and say, I can do this. I have done this. I am capable of doing great things. And I'm not doing like the inspirational, you are capable of amazing things. No. Actually do it. Go do something hard. Doesn't have to be physical. Physical or mental or both. I can do this. Challenge yourself. Use your breakthrough. Help others. The more you give, the more you get. Be of service. Be of service. And lots of love people. Oh man, there's nothing that should rile you up. Unless somebody's dying. There's just nothing. There's nothing that important. Hey, I just reached my activity goal. I did enough patience. Yeah, I got enough steps in. You see that? Yeah. Woo. I'm going to sleep tonight. And most important, never, ever, ever, no matter what, quit. Never give up. Don't stop. It's easy. The brain says, don't stop. Simple. Client, if I remember right, or sooner. There's somebody out there on that floor where there's a piece of equipment that's going to be touched by a member, and it's going to be a part of saving their life. Trust me, it's going to happen. The odds are in your favor. So just ask yourself, when you show up, you suit up, you show up, and you give it 100%, whose life am I going to save today? Because that's what we do. Thank you very much for your time.
Check. Check. Oh, my boy. Live. What you got, man? What you got? Show me you live, man. I'm live. Come on, bro. What you got?
Hey, so, hey, WK Club, Tennessee.
Yo.
Yeah,
That's my boy.
Let go. Next year.
That's my boy. Let go. I'm Nick, bye. I'm Nick. Check. Live.
No, at the pace your club's going right now, easily next year, bro. Easy.
Yo,
you guys are killing it, man.
Hope so, bro.
Yeah, I think you finally got like the right people in the right places.
Yeah.
There, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we gotta
You guys are hitting
do a little bit more.
strides.
Yeah. Check. My team at back.
Well, I was going to put it, I'm looking for something small.
What's up, man?
We should have Greg. Greg,
What's up, man?
we have.
Hey, what's up, man?
What's going on,
What's up,
man?
Abraham?
What's going on, yo?
Where that, man?
What's going on?
PT. What's up? What's up, Lauren? We got 4 people on now.
Hello,
Tell them your position.
I'm a district fitness director for Pew Williams.
Hey, tell them I'm the best, GM.
Jalen is the best GM. What do you mean?
Yo, she fake. Check. What up, check? Check. What up, check? Drop a like, man. I'll drop a like. Drop a like. Okay, man.
Man himself, man of the hour.
Okay, well, you're gonna wait this.
I'm gonna wait till it does down a bit. I'm gonna wait anyway.
I saw that. I saw that yawn.
I'm tired.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it. I seen that text you said 8. I'm like 8:30. I looked. It was like 7:45. Abraham's over there like.
Meanwhile, the text message when I sent it to you, I was still in bed.
Yeah, right.
Make sure we're all early.
Yeah. I'm not in the
That's because you're way up there.
type shit. Chat, what's up, man? So we at the Expo event. Chat. Expo event, man. I'm bringing y'all live behind Access. Type shit. Type shit. Type shit. Check. New equipment out. Oh shit. Let me see how flitty. New equipment type shit. You good, bro? You good?
Yeah, you do.
You good, chat?
Yeah.
So I came to try the new abs and glutes, motherfucker. So this nigga. Oh, this is huge, chat. Oh shit. Top shot.
I'll put it all the way flat.
Yeah. But it's funny because like you can't do this exercise safely. People just like bring stuff up to like really
Chat, abs and glutes. Oh shit. New equipment. What y'all think about this? You want to hit them glutes, right? Equipment right here, man. Type shit. So usually they have a chair, but this one is no chair, so you can really get into it. Type shit. Type shit. Type shit. Type shit. Type shit. What there, man? What up? Say what's up to the chat. Say what's up, chat. Israel, what's up? What's up, Israel? Yo. Tony.
You up next, DJ?
Yeah, I got pretty darn down there yesterday. I wanna put the pad up and see if the lowest pad setting won't.
What's up? Chat. I think we got some of this going. I'm good. How you doing, man? Checking out your work, man. Type shit. Chat. Chat live. Okay. See what he got. Yeah, I just been live. Ooh. Oh, boy.
Let's go.
Yeah, sorry, she.
You know, it's funny, if you put one of these in your gym, you get to practice.
Chat, if y'all want me to keep going live, y'all drop a like or a comment. If y'all want me to cut it off, let me know right now. If y'all want me to go live, drop a like and a comment. If you want me to cut it off, let me know right now. Let me see, I'm looking. Chat, y'all better let me know I'm about to cut it off. Y'all better drop a like right now. All right, we out.